This module is all about software quality. If you think about it, this whole course has been about software quality. Everything we've talked about so far has led us to this point. We're going to start with a few definitions. We're going to define software quality, and then we're going to discuss what it means to assure quality and achieve quality, two A words that mean slightly different things. And then we'll, assuming that these achieving and assuring quality things take extra effort, is there a return if we can treat those as an investment, is there a return on that investment? We're going to do all of that in the form of discussions. Then the second part of the module will be discussing defects. And once again, we have a few definitions to talk about. Then we'll discuss preventing defects, and in the case where you can't prevent the defects, how you might find them and fix them, what happens when you have to fix them and change the product. The third part of the module is all about people, processes, and tools. I call this the quality triangle. And then the fourth part is about metrics. Here is a definition of software quality, just one, and I'm going to invite you to go to the discussion area to discuss your definition of software quality, and what kind of aspects would you like to see in some sort of a definition of software quality. This is one that comes from the IEEE glossary of software engineering terms. The degree to which a system, component, or process, first of all, meets the specified requirements, and two, meets the customer or user needs or expectations. So in your discussion, sort of talk about that and maybe some other things that you would like to see in your definition of quality. There are some quality criteria, and we've discussed these before in the course. We started like on day one when talking about software quality criteria. Correctness, obviously, the software has to correctly implement the needed functionality. Efficiency, has to perform efficiently, has to make efficient use of the computing resources such as memory and CPU speed and network speed. Flexibility, we ought to be able to, when we write a piece of software from one application, it would be nice if we could sort of tweak that and use it somewhere else in a different application that it wasn't designed for, without an awful lot of breakage. Robustness means that the software will withstand adverse conditions. If you run the software and have unexpected kinds of inputs to it, will it detect those and give you like error messages, or will it just fail? Right? You don't want it to fail. You want it to be able to withstand these adverse conditions. Robustness in software means pretty much the same thing that robustness means in farming. A robust plant is one that can withstand like drought and insect infestations and stuff. Interoperability means, can the software operate with other pieces of software or other pieces of hardware? How well will it work with other devices and other programs? Maintainability obviously means that we can make changes to the software in the future without breaking the software, without destroying the structure of the software. Performance obviously is a big one because of the efficient use of computing resources. We're continually trying to push the envelope on performance. Portability, and we talked about that before, means can we port this application to maybe a different environment, a different operating system, or whatever. Reliability means, can we rely on this software to work for us? Reliability is measured in terms of mean time to failure. How long can we expect this software to work correctly before it fails? We'll talk about that when we talk about metrics later on. Reusability, can we reuse can pieces of our software, can they form components that could be reused in another component-based construction? Testability, can we test it? That's basically it. Usability, this all has to do with human computer interface, human factors, and we talked about that when we talked about human computer interfaces. Availability means, is it available when you need it? Okay. Maybe this means that the software can't be down for more than some amount of time per year on the average. Availability is usually measured in terms of a percentage of 24/7, like 99.9% of the time. And understandability means it sort of relates to the maintainability of your software, but is it for easy for people that, for example, have to test the software or maintain the software or document the software? Is it easy for them to understand what the software is and what the structure is? Then we're going to discuss, and this is also in your discussion group, we're going to talk about achieving quality. What I mean by achieving quality, what kinds of things can you do to achieve these goals, these criteria? Okay? What kind of things can you do while you're developing the software to achieve correctness, efficiency, flexibility, so forth, all those goals. And so that's a discussion I'd like you to have, and a lot of interaction here. The second A word is assuring quality. How do we know? Okay, assuring means can you assure either yourself or your customers or other stakeholders that what you have produced is a quality product. Okay, so how do we know ourselves that we have quality, and how do we demonstrate this to others? Okay, this is called quality assurance, and I'd like you to go to the discussion area and discuss that as well. And then lastly, I would like to have a discussion about the return on the investment, ROI, having to do with assuring and achieving quality, assuming that costs something. There's an investment that we have to make in doing things to achieve and assure quality. Now, will there be a payback for that? I mean, is there a benefit to achieving, doing the things that we've talked about all semester long to achieve and assure quality? Is there a payback? Is there a return on that investment? So first of all, I would like you to discuss, well, what is the cost associated with the achieving and assuring quality? Okay, assuming that there is an investment to be made here, so talk about what the investment is. And then second, the payback. All right, the payback could either be positive or absence of a negative. Okay, the positive, I mean, there may be good benefits from doing these things. Also, if you didn't do these things, what would be some of the negative effects? Okay, what's the cost of lack of quality? And so I want you to have a discussion about that as well. Good.